Okay, I was watching some CNBC today at lunch, and today's the 18th of September 2012. And well, I happened to see call of the day gold to go up to 2,400 by the end of 2014 or over the next 14 months or so. And they say it was one of the most bullish calls since the Federal Reserve announced the new round of QE last week. One strategist sees a 36% jump in the metals price to $2,400 an ounce by the end of 2014. And this is one of the most bullish calls we've had in the last week. I know I made a bullish call on the weekend, but 2,400, wow, and I'm being sarcastic. The new target reflects our view that the Fed will maintain mortgage purchases until the end of 2014 and will move to buy treasuries following the end of Operation Twist this coming December, wrote Francisco Blanche, a global investment strategist with BOA Merrill Lynch, in a note to clients Tuesday. Given the new open-ended nature of QE3, the upward pressure of gold prices should continue until unemployment is strong enough to require a change in policy. And in their view, it's unlikely to happen until the year ending 2014. Now, I don't know how they expect employment to get strong enough, especially when we are dealing with technological unemployment to this kind of nature. We still got to get around the fact of giving people solid jobs before we even can consider getting people past the situation now with unemployment realistically well over 20%. And because of technological unemployment, that could be why it's so high and should be, of course, going higher. But here's the kicker, though. As I was watching the CNBC at lunchtime, they were mentioning, well, how do you play it? They mentioned the GDX, which is a gold miners ETF, and the GLD, which is the ETF for gold. And they were little hesitant to go into GDX because you'd want to go like for the real deal, the real gold, which is why you want GLD. And at that point, I had to bump my head to my hand and thinking, of course, they're going to say that. You know, I think of this way. If I'm a coach of a football team and a couple of my players have been sweating their butts off, making some great plays, they come down the sideline and they're really, really thirsty and maybe getting a little dehydrated. And if I come up to them and say, well, here's an ETF for 2 gallons of water, there you go. They're going to look at me and say, are you crazy? Well, I could also give you this piece of paper that is the water producers ETF. Again, are you crazy? But that's the exact same thing as the GLD for if you want the real thing, well, then you get, of course, the real gold. Also, if you were talking about getting the GLD or the GDX, I guess if you want to be a gambler and want to play the short-term game and want to get in and out kind of deal, well, then that might be the way to go. But then again, why would you play GLD over DGP, which is double the leverage, or any other mega, higher leverage ETF funds? Because there's a little more risk, a little more reward. And if you think, that's just too risky for me, then why are you playing that game to begin with in the first place? Maybe the calls and puts on GLD and SLV may work out because you get some good high-risk reward on those plays, but, it's not a surprise. You don't hear him saying, yeah, I got to get your physical gold bullion, and you want to protect yourself in case, well, the currency, what happens if it dies? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And what happens if they said gold to 5,000 or 6,000, even 4,000? Oh, that would be too much because they'd be like, oh, we don't want to scare the people because, well, we're BOA Merrill Lynch. We love our fiat debt notes. We can't have you getting out of them. And, well, that's it for today. Now, in my last video, which was just a few hours ago, I said I did not believe in gold. No, I didn't say that. I do believe in gold. I don't believe in money. No, I don't believe in it. And I say this because, well, what is money? Well, to me, money needs to have, and there's a bunch of them, but really 3 different key things. It needs to have a long time shelf life. Something that you can put away and then come back a long time later and it's still good to go. If you put a bunch of bananas away, come back to it, they're not going to look good. And a lot of different other types of foods and commodities are that same way. Secondly, it has to have value attached to it. And third, it has to be well known amongst the masses. So therefore, if we take a look at our fiat dollars, does it have the shelf life? Well, yeah. Is it well known against the masses? Big time. Does it have value attached to it? That's really what it does not have. It's got absolutely no value. And what little, minuscule value these paper rectangles have is extremely overvalued in accordance to other real assets. Now, as far as, say, money being gold as money, do I believe in that? Or even silver, for that matter? And the answer, again, is no. Does it have a shelf life? Long time holding? Oh yeah, big time. Value attached to it? Oh, definitely. Well known amongst the masses. You know what? That's what stops it right there. Maybe later on it will, and it used to, of course. But over the last many of decades, probably before any of us were even born, that's when people were on this way, on the verge of forgetting what money really is. And I bring this up because I heard recently on a religious person say, "Are you Christian?" "Oh, I believe in God." And first thing I thought of was, that's just the same thing as it is with money. So the original value of money, if you talk to somebody else, well, I believe in money, which is the paper dollars, and then you have the whole God thing, and that is the whole Jesus part for how Christians look at it. See, I don't believe personally in your version of God, nor do I believe it personally of your version of money. So I wanted to bring that up, and I'd like to thank you for tuning into yet another video today. I don't know if I'll do another one today or not. Probably not, so I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.